Hello, my name is Martin Brook. I'm from Duke University and I'm in the Electrical and Computer Engineering department. And this is a series of presentations I'll give about product decomposition, focusing on a large product example. Decomposition is breaking up a task or problem into subtasks or problems. We'll see that there are several types of decomposition. Not all problems are suited to all types of decomposition. Typically, we do decomposition if it's not obvious how to solve the problem, because it's too big, such as preventing global warming, saving the rainforest, curing cancer. We also do it if we cannot see a good way to solve a problem. After that level of decomposition, the resulting subproblems should be seen as doable by you. We also do it if the risks associated with the solutions you can see are too high. After this type of decomposition, you should feel that you have a good chance of completing the subproblems. There are many types of decomposition that we can use for each of these levels. They generally fall into three areas: the pathway, user, process type, the structural type, and the functional algorithm doing type. We're going to apply decomposition to the X Prize rainforest competition, which is a huge complex problem. Because the X Prize is a huge challenge, we need to break it up into manageable pieces by doing a primary decomposition. We need this primary decomposition to yield chunks that have a chance of being done by the first round of the competition in early 2023. It's now 2021. We are competing in the X Prize with Duke classes, and so we would typically do a later secondary decomposition to break up the tasks into bits that can be done at low risk by students in a semester. Those groups of students would then do a further decomposition to develop shorter duration tasks that they could do in a week or so to help them keep track of their project. This talk is all about the primary decomposition. For primary decomposition, we begin by using needs finding. We interview and talk with experts to find out what it means to measure biodiversity. Of the types of decomposition available, this is probably best described as functional decomposition, as we are seeking high-level means of doing the problem. After early needs finding interviews and some reading, we saw that there were four main types of biodiversity to study in rainforests. We thought that the X Prize was probably not interested in microbial life, even though it actually dominates the biosphere numerically. Later, the X Prize said we only had to include plants and animals, so we have de-emphasized fungi. Let's start with identifying plants in the rainforest. There are lots of them, and just flowering trees, mosses, and ferns could be enough diversity to meet the minimum X Prize contest requirements. We'll come back to animals later. Interviews with experts helped us isolate the ways in which they can tell what species a plant is. This is actually quite difficult, and there's a lot of expertise needed to do this, but we can provide the experts with the data they need. After talking to the experts more about what they would really like and telling them what we know how to do, they shared challenges and interests. We noticed a theme emerging to do with being off the ground but below the tops of the forest. After some brainstorming, we came up with our first high-level tasks, using drones to explore and take samples inside the rainforest. To explore with camera drones, we can take photos and videos of plants and fungi and lichens. This is not too hard to do. We can use the photos to do photogrammetry or LiDAR to directly measure the 3D forest structure. This needs some extra software work. To collect samples, drones need to carry sampling devices. These can be challenging to build, but we've done it before. That was not too bad. After a bit of interviewing experts and a little brainstorming, we've turned a nebulous measure the rainforest biodiversity challenge into something concrete that engineers can work with. There are challenges, but they're more concrete. We need to fly a variety of drones into rainforests and get them and their samples and data back out. This is something we can test. We can start to see solutions for this. Now check out my next video where I'll explore identification of animals.